Hi, I'm Jodi Barrows, and I am so excited because we've just been given word that our Pony Express fabric is due to arrive any day. This is just like a baby coming. You just work on it and you plan and you anticipate and you have such high hopes of what's going to happen with this when it arrives. And so it's like delivery time here. Our baby is due to arrive at any time. And the new fabric line is called Pony Express. Now the Pony Express was only around for about 18 months, around 1860, and it is such a neat part of our romance of the American West. And all of you who know me know that that time period is my most favorite era, and I just can't wait to show you all of these pieces that we have. So let's go ahead and get started. The first three are the ones that I call just good basics. They will work in any quilt, in any fabric line. They are basics or staples, and these are the tone-on-tones. We have the red tone-on-tone. We have the one that is, some people may say it's black, some may say it's navy, and it could be whichever one you want. It's actually an antique black, and on the Pantone color wheel, it is called Kettle Black. And I just love this one. It looks kind of flocked and just like it has a lot of depth and real velvety to it. We have the blue, which is great to go with our red, white, and blue patriotic ones. We have a brown, and I'm so excited about the browns in the collection. We really have needed the browns. And the Pony Express fabric just blends beautifully with the Celebrating Abe. And this brown one we really needed for some of those fabrics. This one is the olive green, which puts a nice punch in your quilts. The burnt orange, we can't wait to get started on that one, and our green. And these were designed to be kind of like a leather tooling to kind of give a little bit of a leather design look, but great to go in any quilt. Everyone that sees these are the shops that saw this at market, they've ordered every one of them, so you just can't go wrong with any of those. And then of course I love the mini checks. I have just always had mini checks around, and every time I travel and see checks anywhere, I always buy everything that I can get. We've got a nice neutral kind of a butterscotchy tan, which we're using as a background, which is just wonderful. Once again, this is that one that looks navy or black. It's the antique black. Then we have the brown. Once again, the browns I'm excited to have. We're using a lot of this one. The greens. And then, of course, my most favorite of all, the red check. If I had to put my signature on one piece of fabric for my whole lifetime of quilting, it would be a small mini red check. And these were such a basics during that time period. Every mercantile, every seamstress, every woman had some of this. It just worked for everything, for clothing, for curtains, for rugs. They used the mini check everywhere, so very indicative of that time period. And then the next two are just two great basic blenders. This one is called the paper bag. It almost has a leather look to it also. A lot of depth, very heavy tea-dyed look if you're looking for that, which we love. And the next one is called Antique Tint, and it gives you the yellow look or the aged look that we need in our quilts. Can't wait to get to the Missouri Compromise quilt out of Abby's Schoolhouse book and get that quilt kitted up. Now this one is, we start in with our fabric pieces. There's 31 pieces in the collection. The first ones that you saw are just some good, nice basic blenders that go with everything. The next few ones are going to be very indicative to the Pony Express. Now every rider, there was I think about 80 riders that rode with the Pony Express, and every one of these had to sign an oath. And basically it said that you would be a good moral character, that you would take care of the other employees, that you wouldn't have a smart mouth, you wouldn't be drunk, all of those things. And those of you that are following my novels and my stories know that we're into this time period of 1860. Luke Bromont is the granddaughter of the patriarch of the family, and he goes to ride with the Pony Express. So when it says I, whoever, it has Luke Bromont in there from the storyline. So here we have the rich browns, nice greens. Love the red, of course, my signature color, with the tan words. And then the next three are good blender backgrounds. We have the tan with black. Everything we've used this in the studio so far has just been extremely gorgeous. And then the paper bag with the brown, and the paper bag background color with the red. All of these are great. There's just several quilt shops told me when we were at market There's not a bad one in the bunch, is there? And that's the way I like to make my fabric. I don't fill a fabric collection up with fluff or with stuffing. I make the pieces that we need to make the quilts, not just to have a certain number of pieces in a fabric line. So you don't have to worry about buying any of them that won't just fly right off your shelf. And for those of you that haven't bought any of our Celebrating Abe fabric collection that we had right before the Pony Express one, all of the shops have reordered and reordered and reordered, and the fabric just flies right off the shelf. So don't forget about the Celebrating Abe. We still have it, and that's one cool thing about our fabric is we continue to keep it as long as we are using it and the shops are having a good time with it. So this is the one that has 150 here and the Pony Express with the rider and the stitching on it. And we have it in 2 colors, the antique black and the paper bag. Love these. These are going great. We also have the Scout, and the Scout is 2 Indians, 2 Native American Indians that were hired by the government to go and scout out different trails and paths during that time period. Comes in the antique black, our pumpkin orange, the red, the green, and I love the gold or the paper bag color. That one's also a great blender. And this one, when we've been cutting it up to go into the quilts, it's just gorgeous. And then, of course, also another signature piece for me are the stars, and we have it in the antique black, the red, the mustard, and the blue. And, of course, these are great mediums. When you do the values of the lights and the darks, these react as wonderful mediums, and good mediums really help produce in a quilt what you're looking for, and the good mediums are very, very hard to find. We are in the studio getting all of our quilts samples ready to go and kitted up, and just keep watching the website. We have ladies in sewing every day, and this is our first one. It is the Rolling Star pattern. We have a video of it on the website of how to make this quilt. Of course, it's in a different fabric combination, but this is our first one from the Pony Express, and I think that you'll agree with me how gorgeous this quilt really is. I hope that you've enjoyed seeing a sneak preview of our Pony Express fabrics. Get right on the website. Their JPEGs are on there with the numbers to get them ordered, and we'll see you down that patchwork path. See you later. Bye-bye.